out on a gravel road at dawn. Old Chevy humming like a song, coffee in a thermos, radar glowing on his face. Henry Kramer checks that sky, knows every county, every mile, a notebook full of maps and names, every town he died to save. People think he's thrill and thunder, just a man who loves the spin. But if you rode along, you green sky, dust spinning in the heart rate keeps time with the sweep of that red line. Map lit, one hand on the wheel, chasing down what most folks flee. Dark wall growing in the field, feels like it's calling me. Run to the store, I was born for the fallout, out where the sky tears open wide. Run to the store, when the sirens all call out, I'm on the edge of the warning line. Lightning writes my name across the black horizon, 605 chaser on the crawl text scrolling by. Run to the storm, run to the storm tonight. Raincore, white roar sideways on the windshield. Back road, no floor, just a blur in a windmill. Tripod shakes on the ditch, cloud twisting like a tide and roll. One shot right on the lip between the terror and the hope. Run to the storm, I was born for the fallout, out where the sky tears open wide. Run to the storm, when the sirens all call out, I'm on the edge of the warning line. Lightning writes my name across the black horizon, 605 chaser on the crawl text scrolling by. Run to the storm, run to the storm tonight. Static on the speaker, debris in the air. I whisper a prayer, then I drive right there. Every mile marker, every close call, I'm chasing the monster to warn them all. Run to the storm, I was born for the fallout, out where the sky tears open wide. Run to the storm, when the sirens all call out, I'm on the edge of the warning line. Lightning writes my name across the black horizon, 605 chaser on the crawl text scrolling by. Run to the storm, yeah, run to the storm tonight. This is 605 Chaser. Tracking a severe cell. Hook echoes on the radar. If you're in the path, take shelter now.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate that. Thank you. I was not aware that I still had it muted. So, welcome, welcome. We're going to look at the severe weather outlook here today. Appreciate if you guys could like, subscribe, and make sure you follow and share. Um, that would be great. What we're breaking down here for you today, there's a significant severe weather threat. What you're looking at right now is a satellite loop. You can see the one thing that could end up causing some issues with this severe weather event is going to be the cloud cover. That is crucial. If we could clear out some more of these clouds, we will be able to get that daytime heating to go and cause for more of the robust, sorry, got a text, robust severe weather. What we're showing right now, you can see as it loops through there. I want to zoom in kind of for south central South Dakota. There is a little bit of a clearing, but it's quickly closing in with some more cloud cover. But what you guys really want to know is what are the outlooks for today? Well, using our Weatherfront app, courtesy of Weatherfront, it is showing a enhanced risk here for today. And where is that at? That's right here in areas of Sioux Falls, covers Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Norfolk, Columbus, Kearney. I mean, that's a large swath there. And then outside of that, you do have that slight risk going all the way up into just south of Brainerd, Minnesota. Fergus Falls, you're going to be on the 1 out of 5 category, so a marginal risk, and then the lighter shade of green is pretty much the general thunderstorms. Obviously, some of this can still get tweaked, and some of these areas could either expand in severe weather coverage or shrink down. That is the kicker, is we really are having a difficult time. Um, all of the weather fanatics and meteorologists themselves are having a little tough time narrowing all of this down. There's a lot of uncertainty as the afternoon and into the evening. Into the evening, we'll actually know pretty well, but into the afternoon is going to be a little tricky to figure out. Here's the tornado risk. Bullseye, Sioux Falls, you're just the biggest bullseye, which is, they call this a SIG 1 category. So this is really significant at this point for the tornado risk. And I paused because this morning I had looked at specific sounding, and I live in the Harrisburg, South Dakota area. And that sounding, granted, was only one weather model run, so I don't want to freak anybody out, but that suggested a possible PDS tornado somewhere in the general vicinity of Harrisburg, Canton, even Beresford areas. So just be mindful, folks. If you don't have an action plan for today, I don't know what you've been doing. You need to get an action plan right now, because the biggest concern that I have is people are not prepared for this. Now, the other concern, people might be like, "Oh, you're just hyping it up." No, I'm not hyping it up. But here's the thing too, is that if I don't genuinely tell you what my concerns are, you're not going to think, "Oh, I don't need to prepare," or you're going to think, "I don't need to really prepare," or whatever. Over prepare for this situation is my advice to you. because we've got a long stretch of summer, a lot of severe weather. There's even indications that next weekend, possibly into Sunday and Monday of next weekend, there could be another significant storm setup. I don't want to go into that right now, but here it is. So we do have the wind threat. If we zoom back out here, we can see that wind threat. The largest or the greatest threat is in the bullseye of the red zone. It still is pretty significant, obviously, all the way back down into areas of north central portions of Oklahoma, even Salina, Kansas. That is the wind threat, and that's going to be a growing concern as we go later into the day, because these storms will become linear, maybe a QLCS, basically a line of storms. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. The other great concern is significant hail. That's a much larger area of a red zone. We're talking baseball, softball. We could have grapefruit size hail. Some of these areas in that red zone could have hen egg sized hail. Just a whole lot there. So be mindful of that. So I guess at this point, if you're wanting some vehicle damage, go put your vehicle out there. But sorry, that was not funny. All right, so let's go back to the models and take a look at a little bit of reflectivity. We're going to take a look at the NAM, and that was just updated, so we're probably going to have a little bit of a struggle getting all through it, but we're going to try that here. This was updated at 7 a.m., so we're going to just kind of scan through it. And this is the first time I'm seeing this update because it literally just updated. So as you can see, there's a little bit of stuff here. This is the NAM nest, and doesn't really look that huge, but I'll show you some other things once we go along a little bit further here. So as you can see, not too bad for South Dakota with that particular model. And we're going into 7 p.m. But take a look down here. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Okay, so 2 o'clock, not so bad. As you get into Nebraska, take a look at that. Nebraska and even northern portions of Kansas, Geneva area, that's when we start seeing that huge wind event there, but there could be still some embedded supercells in there and tornadoes in there as well. But it really becomes more of a squall line, if you will, as you go into the later evening. I'm going to zoom back out here in a minute, but I want to play this through the evening hours and show you a better idea of this. Let me show you this. Right here is where it has that winds forcing on the back end of that. And so there's going to be significant winds. We're talking 80+ mile an hour winds with this as it goes into the evening hours and moves over closer to Des Moines. It starts to kind of break up. But again, this could sustain even longer. There are some possibilities into north central Iowa, or there could be a few possibilities of some tornado activity there as well. Let's take a look at significant tornado parameters here in a minute. I want to kind of roll through Rochester area around midnight, those storms there. But let's go to our significant tornado parameters, and then we're going to, and what is significant tornado parameters? All right, thank you, Marty. I will take a look at the HER and the Rufus here in a minute. Significant tornado parameters are showing around 6 p.m. This shows right around Lincoln and Omaha and Fort Dodge. Those are the significant tornado parameters. Does show some significant numbers here. Let's take a look at our sounding. And that shows possibility of a tornado there around 23Z, which would be around 6 p.m. All right, let's go to the HRRR here and see the latest models that we have there. I'm going to go to the latest run. That was at 13Z, so 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and look at those. May not be able to get through the whole day with that. So we'll go back to the 12Z with that so we have a good comparison here. All right, as you can see around 4 p.m., we really start to see those parameters show up around Sioux City area. Not real significant, but take a look at this. I want to Irene, South Dakota, 5 p.m. If we just go right here, take a look at that, we could have PDS with this one. Not quite. But those numbers are certainly significant. Significant tornado parameter fix rate is 2.6. Sin rate is 3.9. So the curvature you can certainly see on a hodograph and T-skew, or skew T's rather, that is certainly significant. If we go a little bit further into the day, we start to see even more robust. Let's take a look over by Canton here. That does show higher numbers there, 3.6. STP sin is 4.9. This again is going to be pretty significant. The other factor that you need to be aware of is shear, wind shear. And if we look at 6 p.m., we'll analyze this a little bit here. The low-level shear, there we got 49 knots. No wonder we're going to have that possibility of tornadoes there. There's plenty right here, 44 knots, 49 knots there. That's around 6 p.m. And even Sibley, Iowa, we're going to have plenty of wind shear there as well. We'll take a look at the Rufus model. That's the RRFS. I'm not sure which one. The probably that's the one that was updated at 11Z. Let's see if we have a 15 one. I'll be honest, the Rufus I haven't used a whole lot. Let me take a look at the MPass. That does show storms firing up in south central South Dakota, quickly becoming linear as you get into 5 p.m., but these could still have embedded tornadoes in there throughout. We'll take a look at the STP numbers there. Again, yeah, Storm Chaser John Hall on Facebook says, just build a hail cage. That's what John Hall did. He's going to be out today. And it certainly is starting to look like a big windbag the later in the day that we go. 8 p.m. with the Rufus model. I don't have the soundings there. Let's back out here a little bit. And we'll look at the storm relative helicity numbers. Really 5 p.m. We're going to be positioning ourselves Vermilion area, but we'll have to see how all of this plays out. Models kind of all over the place a little bit with each one. And that's the tough part about severe weather. Oh, how about Nicole is asking about Huron. Let me go ahead and take a look at that. Get the latest model here would be great. If any of you guys are familiar with Weatherfront, or if you're not familiar, you definitely need to download it. Right now it's only on iOS, but it is going to be available by mid-June on web and Android. So certainly be aware of that. That's what I'm using. So the only reason why I keep on looking down is I'm having to basically screen mirror from my iPad here. Let me go back to actual numbers here. Sorry, I almost need somebody to handle that. All right, so for the Huron area, you're going to have some hailers up there. You're going to have some possibilities of wind. I'm going to go back to the 12Z run because I can't really get through all of that, but I'm going to zoom in here on Huron. The timing at this point in time looks like mid-afternoon time. You need to be well aware. Based on this run, big time threat here, South Central South Dakota. Mitchell, South Dakota, Parkston, 4 p.m. So we may need to reposition any of my storm chaser buddies. We may need to reposition once we meet up in Vermilion, or as John's coming from more of central South Dakota, we might have to dip down further if this model holds true. And we might have to, otherwise it's going to be so late by the time we get to it. We'll have to see. So Huron, anytime after 3 p.m., you need to be completely aware of what's going to be happening here. Clouds are starting to clear. Let's take a look. Nicole, correct. Yes, the clouds are starting to clear just to the west of you, west of Huron. So over by Chamberlain, I don't have a camera that I could pull right now from that. It's going on the fritz. So it looks like central portions of South Dakota, Chamberlain, Fort Thompson area. This is a satellite look. You can start to see kind of a hole, if you will, in the clouds. And once we can get more of those clouds to break up, it is certainly game on. The earlier that we can have those cloud cover break up, the better from a significant severe event goes. I mean, obviously we don't want these storms to impact lives, but we also know that we don't control the environment. So that's why we choose to chase the unknown and to try to get as much information to learn about these storms, learn about the atmosphere as much as we possibly can. So that is all that we have at this point in time. Nicole, stay safe. All of you, stay safe. I'm going to be meeting up with the team later this afternoon. It's definitely going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and give those that just joined here another view of the overall outlook here. We got the enhanced in the orange, we got the slight risk in the yellow, and the marginal risk in the darker shade of green. Let me give you basically numbers. So the enhanced is a 3 out of 5. The slight is a 2 out of 5, and the marginal is a 1 out of 5 risk. So obviously the closer to the 5 is, the higher the risk is. That tornado risk is pretty significant. Again, Columbus, Norfolk, Wayne, Sioux City, even areas of Sioux Falls. The yellow, that's still significant. It's a 10% significant, but we do have what they call a hatched 15% enhanced risk of tornadoes in that red zone. So anywhere in there could definitely be a tornado that spawns. The windbag event, that is generally in that area as well. It just depends on how quickly this transitions from a single cell or multiple supercells to where it combines into a linear path and builds that line. Once it becomes more linear and starts to bow out, that's when that wind threat, I would say probably after 7 p.m. in some areas of this red zone, could end up starting to see that significant wind threat. And then the hail, of course, that is going to be significant right there. Well, that is the latest information that we have. I certainly appreciate everybody joining me on YouTube as well as on Facebook. There's going to be more updates. We'll through Facebook, we'll be making posts throughout the afternoon as we get more information from the SPC. I'll be going live later today. I may end up needing to go live directly from my phone, having some minor issues with my laptop, and depending on how far south we go into Nebraska, if we go that far, we may end up, or I may end up having to just go off of another friend of mine. But I'll share the link of where I'm going to be live traveling with another chaser, and I'll share that link on all my socials. You guys stay safe, God bless, and I will certainly keep you up to date as much as possible. We're building a team, and hopefully we'll all be able to meet up today.